That was a really powerful dream. So, did he end up suffering then, like how that soothsayer had predicted?
Oh, yes. You know, the people of Iran were attracted to Baha'u'llah's presence. But the Shah and other political and religious leaders of the time were very concerned by this. They could see his influence spreading. And like the soothsayer said, for their own selfish reasons and fear of losing their hold and power over the people, they exiled Baha'u'llah and his family to Baghdad. But what they didn't realize at the time was that this exile, this banishment, would actually be a good thing.
All right, ladies, what can I get for you to eat?
No, I think I'm good with my latte, thanks.
Yeah, I ate before I came, thanks.
Of course you did. Well, isn't that lovely? Are you sure?
I'm good, yeah, thanks.
I'm good.
Okay, I can see that you're in a hurry, so I'll let you enjoy your lattes.
No tip.
No doubt.
No tip. Where were we? What were we talking about?
No, you were saying, so wait a minute. You were saying that he was loved by all of those around him.
Yes, right.
And because of this, they decided to banish him from the country.
Right, yeah.
And then somehow this was a good thing? I'm confused.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. But you see, the reason it was a good thing is because the banishment out of the country meant that Baha'u'llah's message was spreading beyond the borders of Iran.
Oh, okay.
But now he was facing opposition from the Ottoman Empire, who again were feeling threatened. So again they exiled Baha'u'llah. But before they left Baghdad, something really amazing happened.
Really? Well, what happened?
Well, at Baha'u'llah's request, they proceeded to this garden just outside of Baghdad. The garden was so beautiful and gave Baha'u'llah so much joy, he called it Ridvan, which means paradise. He and his companions spent 12 days there, and it was in that garden that the most wondrous event took place.
Really?
The limitless ocean is none other than the world of being. Single-handed and alone, he will achieve supreme ascendancy over it. No one will resist his march. No one will hinder his progress. The multitude of fishes signifies the turmoil which he will arouse amidst the peoples and kindreds of the earth. Around him will they gather, and to him will they cling. Assured of the unfailing protection of the Almighty, this tumult will never harm his person, nor will his loneliness upon the sea of life endanger his safety.
Oh, these roses. They just smell so wonderful. I can't wait for Baha'u'lláh to come and see them tonight. I hope he will be pleased.
Great. There are 3 other bunches at the gate of the garden. Feel free to go get them. I'll just rest.
Really? Wait. I see something. Look. It's the Mufti and the governor of Baghdad. They're here.
Well, of course they are here. People of all ranks, nationality, and walk of life are coming here. Men and women of all ages, friends and strangers from every social class, the poor, orphans, merchants, clerics, officials are all coming here to pay their respects to Baha'u'lláh. Did I mention that I'm exhausted?
Really? Again? But you know, it's amazing, all these people. But But you know what? I can't get over what happened on the first day. Can you believe it?
It's astounding to me that the Shah would have Baha'u'lláh banished from the city of Baghdad. The people have come to love Baha'u'lláh so much. Take, for example, this recent decree for Baha'u'lláh to be banished to the extremes of the Ottoman Empire. Since receiving the letter of the invitation, waves and waves of people from all ranks and classes of society have come to show their love, to wish him well, such as Baghdad has never seen before.
Never.
I bet those plotters and schemers who misrepresented Baha'u'lláh all those years to the authorities regret their acts of political intrigue now.
Well, they got what they wanted, so they don't regret that. But I know they lost the trust of many in Baghdad. Yet I have to wonder, perhaps it is the will of God that such a thing should happen. Removing Baha'u'lláh is, after all, the will of the king. And is not the will of the king the same as the will of God? I delayed 3 months before implementing the order, but I did receive 5 successive instructions from the Grand Vizier of the new Sultan Ali Pasha himself. You are the Mufti, the expert in Islamic tradition. You tell me, what was I to do?
Well, the foundation of the will of God, of the religion of God, is justice on the one hand and compassion on the other. My dear governor, you have done all that you could do. The Shah, on the other hand, doesn't apply these virtues in his treatment of Baha'u'lláh. I used to believe the Shah was a helper of religion. Now I see him as its wrecker.
I don't know either how or why this decision to exile Baha'u'lláh came about. He has done so much for the people of Baghdad. He's shared what little he had with those around him. And he showed love to everybody who sought his presence. And surely it's because of his wisdom and his eloquence that people were drawn to him in flocks.
Yes, indeed, because of his moral and spiritual guidance,
Yes.
and his guidance, the wisdom of his guidance.
Yes.
I would say that, and his kindness,
Yes.
but most of all, the evidences of greatness
Yes.
that were revealed within him that really uplifted the downtrodden community of Baghdad and really gave them reason for hope.
Yes. Baghdad has benefited from his presence. He's shown love to all who sought his presence.
Indeed. I have come to the realization that it is really unfortunate
Yes, I agree.
I do not believe that it is the Shah's right to do this to Baha'u'lláh.
Nope.
You see, the Shah, he makes decisions based upon fear on the one hand and self-interest on the other. Take for an example this decision to banish Baha'u'lláh to such a remote locality. That's no accident. Granted, Baghdad is close to the Persian border, and it is a center of Shia pilgrimage. But the Shah believes that Baha'u'llah's continued presence or residence in Baghdad will somehow be a threat to his government and a menace to his people.
Why?
These baseless fears and assumptions have no grounding in reality, no merit whatsoever.
None.
You know, we've been
we know
so
better.
blessed.
Particularly now that we know what happened on the first day in the garden.
I keep saying we've been so blessed. I just think we are so blessed to have been around Baha'u'lláh these past few days.
True. The joy of these days is unparalleled. One night, I happened to be standing beside his blessed tent. As the hour of midnight approached, I saw Baha'u'lláh walk out from his tent, walk past the places where some of his companions were sleeping, and begin to pace up and down the moonlit, flower-bordered avenues of the garden. So loud was the singing of the nightingales on every side that only those who were near him could hear distinctly his voice. Pausing in the middle of one of these avenues, I hear him say, "Consider these nightingales. How great is their love for these roses, that sleepless from dusk till dawn, they warble their melodies with burning passion and loving adoration for their true beloved. How then can those who claim to be afire with the rose-like beauty of their beloved choose to sleep?"
I know. And for 3 nights, I circled around his tent, and I found him wakeful at all times. And then, each day, from morning to evening, he was in constant conversation with visitors. You know, after all that we have seen and heard, I just feel so drawn to him, just like those nightingales that were drawn to those roses. You know, his majestic presence, his voice, his words, his message. Well, this has all convinced me that Baha'u'lláh is the manifestation of God for today. That is unquestionable.
Do you think that Baha'u'llah's claim that he is the new messenger of God for today is true? I've seen his unconditional love for humanity and his kindness to those around him. It's no secret that I myself have become one of his most fervent admirers. And I've not been able to help the people of Baghdad as much as he has. I'm certain the entire population of the city will feel the great void his absence will leave behind.
Well, given what I have studied of religion and prophecy in particular, I am not surprised by Baha'u'llah's claim. You know, I have witnessed his divine powers and his innate knowledge. The Shah knows of his power too. That's why he's banishing him. He's afraid of losing his grip on the people. Oh, but alas, if the Shah only knew that the light of the religion of God cannot be dimmed or its revelation constrained.
Well, my friend, I know your love for Baha'u'lláh, so I assure you my men will accompany him all the way to Constantinople. And I've instructed the governors of all the provinces en route to offer him the best hospitality. And something strange happened that I think I understand now. I gave Baha'u'lláh my favorite horse, my most prized stallion. And when the horse approached Baha'u'lláh, it knelt and bowed its head as if it knew in whose presence it was.
I know it's been such a bounty to be around Baha'u'lláh, but you know, starting to feel this despair, like what's going to happen to us when he's gone? I mean, are we going to be as united as we have been in his presence?
Don't fret, my dear. He has left us with ample guidance in his sacred writings.
O thou who art waiting, tarry nor longer, for he is come. Behold his tabernacle and his glory dwelling therein. It is the ancient glory with a new manifestation.
Verily, this is that most great day foretold in the books of the messengers, through whom truth shall be distinguished from error, and the wisdom of every command shall be tested. Verily, he is the tree of life that bringeth forth the fruits of God, the exalted, the powerful, the great.